Marvellous, good morning. Me and Steve are just getting ready on our way to go and climb a 400 metre long route on a Ailefroide, which is kind of, it's kind of up there somewhere. So yeah, a little snack before we go and then we'll get going. Apologies, I've just realised how poor that initial introduction was. So I'm here in the Ailefroide National Park, sort of on the eastern side of the French Alps, a few hours sort of south of Geneva. I'm in Ailefroide, which they call the Yosemite of Europe. So we've been based down in the bottom of the valley and then climbing on the faces around here. So the route we're heading up onto today is 400 metres long. It's not the longest route in the valley. I think the longest ones are about 450 metres. So it should take us a few hours up it. It's not the toughest grade ever. I think the maximum pitch is about 5C, but it's just long, so having the grades a little bit, having a few grades in hand definitely helps. So that's the plan really. Go and bash up this thing. There's a weather system due to come in tomorrow, so I had hoped that would bring in some cloud cover, because one of the issues here is how hot it gets, but so far that hasn't materialised. So fingers crossed it does, because it's going to get quite hot on this face if it doesn't. But yeah, it'll be a good adventure no matter what, even if we end up bailing and having to come down. And for context, 400 metre long climb, indoor climbing walls, average somewhere between sort of 10 and 15 metres normally. Just to give you an idea of the scale on this, so it's 30, 40 times the size. So should be a good day out. Just working our way up this sort of trail at the moment, hence why I'm out of breath. I'm also highly unfit as well, which doesn't help. But yeah, working our way up, and we're aiming to get kind of up in there somewhere to the base of the route. I'll keep you updated as we go. Just making our way up, picking our way through this rocky field, kind of heading up around the corner of the little cliff up there, around the backside and up to our area. It's getting quite hot already, so I think it's going to be quite a sweaty climb this, but I do have plenty of chalk with me, so we should be alright. We'll see. Apologies about this section. We got to the base of the route and there was a team ahead of us just setting off, and then as we arrived, two teams arrived behind us, forming a bit of a queue. So didn't want to take too much time faffing around. We kind of got our ropes flaked out. Steve decided to take the first pitch, so he got kitted up with all the equipment, and then we set off from there, kind of making our way up this first pitch. It was about 40-45 metres in length, something like that, so it's quite a long first pitch, but Steve nipped up it nice and quick, and it kind of got us going then onto the route. Cool. Nice first pitch, man. Lovely. We've just arrived to the top of the first pitch. Steve's made a bit of a belay here, keeps us all safe. Starting to get some lovely views of the valley. Steve was the first person up that last pitch. He built an anchor for us. I've made myself safe using this lanyard on it. We've swapped the gear over. Now he's going to belay me and I'm on the sharp end, kind of heading up there. I've spied a few bolts, so I'm just going to start moseying that way. Lovely. We all good?
You're on belay.
Happy. Lovely. Top of pitch 2. We're just hanging out here. Got a little belay stance set up. Something I do quite a lot on these sort of routes is if there's any sort of decent ledge, I take my shoes off. Just because being in these climbing shoes, you know, on a route like this, it's I think 11, 10, 11, 12 pitches, something like that. You know, let my feet breathe when I can. You can start to climb up, you can kind of see the main campsite down there. We're kind of on the campsite in the woods by the river, a bit further over. But you can see yesterday, climbed a route, Snoopy Direct up on there. There were folks. It's a cool little slab area down the bottom. There's kind of climbs all over this year. And then the face we're on, and then around the corner and up the valley, there's just tons of stuff around here. So yeah, German team above us, French team below us, and I think there's a team from the UK who are just sort of relaxing in the shade at the bottom. So it's yeah, quite a busy route, but it is an absolute classic of the area. So yeah, we're just gonna hang out here for a little minute, let the German team get a bit of space above us, and then we're going to keep moseying. We're making some good time so far. I think we've been en route for about 30-40 minutes, so yeah, 2 pitches in that sort of time is good. Lovely. So Steve has just called up to let me know he's safe. He's built an anchor and he's safe up there. So I've taken him off. These are the ropes I was belaying him that I was holding him on. So stuff like this involves a bit of efficiency. So now as soon as he's safe, I'm starting to get my shoes on and get myself kitted up. So what he'll shout down next is on belay, and that means I'm safe then to pull my sort of anchor system apart and start climbing. So with this sort of climbing, you know, because we are going so far, or quite a long route, it's just finding the efficiencies. So you're always, you know, snacking and drinking and eating while the other's doing something else. So you're always continually moving. There's no real dead time during your day. Nice. So I've got myself kitted up, shoes on, bags my back, ready to go. As soon as Steve shouts down on belay, so I know he's got my ropes, then I'll strip my belay nice and quick and get going. So I'm kitted up, ready and waiting for him, you know. Perpetual forward motion is what we're after. I've just reached the top. This is how a lot of the belays, the stances when we get here, look, there'll be bolts in the rock like this. So I've just reached the top of our 4th stance. So I'm going to kind of talk you through sort of what I'm doing here really. I kind of need some way of linking both of these together. Oh, what I've got there is just a quick draw. So that's attached to my belay. So I'm still on belay, so you know, if I were to slip, I'll be caught by that. So I can build a belay in lots of different ways. Yeah, I can build a belay in lots of different ways. You know, I can use the rope system, which is what we tend to do mainly in the UK. But here, what I'm going to do is build use a sling. Oh, there we go, I've got it. So the sling's tucked in behind my trainers at the moment. Yeah, so I get the sling up, and then this upper point. Oh, okay. I'm gonna have to switch. All right, bear with me. Here we go. There you go, so that's a super basic, super simple little belay. My 2 anchor points are independent and equalised, so the force is equal through both of those 2 anchor points, and they're independent. So if something was to happen there, it's not going to affect that one, and if something to happen there, it's not going to affect that one. Independent, equalised, and the direction of pull is the direction of this rope with my 2nd coming up. And then we're going to make our way up there. What I've got here is I've got Steve in what we call guide mode. So here the climber's ropes are on top, and the dead rope, which is this bit I hold onto, is underneath. So if the climber falls, it locks itself. And it just means then that you know, I'm not having to belay off my waist and getting pulled around like being a much more, you know, quite comfortable position. Yeah. Steve kind of makes his way up and around that corner. Lovely, you're on belay. Some helicopters doing helicopter things up there. Stunning valley. Oh, so Steve's climbed up and protected himself by clipping what we call quick draws into the rock. So what I'm going to do with these is I take it off the rock, clip it onto my harness, and then take it off the rope. And that way it's constantly attached to something, so I can't drop it. Because if I drop it here, it's going to land. It might disappear forever, but the worst case, it'll hit someone. A bit of metal falling from a couple hundred metres up is gonna hurt someone. It's definitely a good tip for sea cliff climbing as well. I've lost a lot of stuff into the sea over the years. But this is halfway. This is pitch 5 now, so I think just under halfway along the route. Nice. Yeah, Steve has just got to the top of pitch 7, so I think this is over halfway, and I can't remember. I think it's 12 pitches, maybe 14. I'm not sure. It's something like that. Pitches, but he has disappeared, sort of out of sight, and it is quite hard to hear him. So in climbing, we use quite specific language when we're climbing. So we'll use terms like safe. So that means he's at the belay. I replied then off belay, so I've taken him off the ropes so he can, like that, pull the ropes up. Nice, yeah, so he's pulling the ropes up now. Once these ropes are tight on me, I'll shout, "That's me." Getting there. Nice, his ropes are coming tight. "That's me!" This is a real specific order. He'll shout down next on belay. So that's meaning he's got me on my ropes. And once I'm on belay, I can pull my anchor system apart, and then when I take off, I'll just give him climb in just to confirm that I'm starting to move and he needs to start taking the rope in. Let's see if we can hear out for him. Oh, very faintly he did on belay. So that means now I can pull this apart. And then my final shout is climbing to let him know I'm moving. Climbing! And we're away. You can see the exposure starting to build now. Oh, there you go. So you just give my ropes a little tug just to get him that last little bit snugger. Oh, look at that down there. Look at this place. Phew. See if that might make a thumbnail. It's wild exposure. Steve's just setting off up pitch 9 of our routes, not many left to go. The first bolt is quite high up there, so what we've done is we've clipped the rope through a little runner there. So the idea of that is if Steve was to fall before he gets to the first bolt to clip himself through there, you know, if that carabiner wasn't in, he'd just fall from there all the way down there and all of the weight would go directly through where I'm belaying here, whereas what we've done is redirected it through that belay there. So if he were to fall, the weight's going to go on that rather than directly onto me. So it's yeah, you can see why we're filming this. We're in Steve's in a lovely little spot just perched up there. But yeah, it is beautiful. Now we're climbing up even higher. I think we've got 2 pitches after this left to go, so we're probably, you know, 300 and something meters up off the ground right now. So yeah, it's going beautifully. how lucky we are to be in places like this. Beautiful. The rest of this route going up there looks like we're kind of following the arête, this corner of the cliff face ahead of us. So we started down in the trees, right down the bottom there. We've kind of climbed up the back side of all of this, and our finish point is kind of just through the trees up there. So probably another 70 metres, something like that, 80 metres. Until we get, or after this, sorry, yeah, until we get to our place we have to Abseil. I think it's like 4 or 5 Abseils back down then. But this is gorgeous, isn't it? Absolutely lovely. This is sort of my last full day here, so I've kind of been putting off climbing this because these faces are just in the sun all day long. You just get absolutely baked, like the sun is directly on this face. I don't know if you can see, there's starting to be some cirrus and some cumulus clouds coming through. So we kind of selected today to do it. There's a weather system coming through tomorrow lunchtime. So that's just bringing in a little bit of a wind and a little bit of, there's a bit of a haze in the air. Like you can see these high altitude cirrus clouds that are just kind of blocking out a little bit of that sun, just making it, and that wind as well coming through is making it just a little bit more amenable. So there's a lot of paragliders out really high. I've spotted a few. Can't see any right now, but yeah, that's also showing, you know, that they're kind of flying along with this weather system coming through. So that's, yeah, kind of the reason I've not done anything big on this face yet. But it is bloody lovely. It is still hot, but it's definitely not as hot as it could have been. I'm always trying to make sure my shoes are nice and clean and keep getting onto these ledges with grit on them. So I've clean them to be able to stand on these holds because they are so small, the edges. But yeah. Steve's just in there, got the German team just ahead of us, and then we're going to start making our way down not long after that. Beautiful. Safe. So like stance management is quite important on this sort of stuff because we're quite limited for space here. So Chris is going to make his way up and he's going to come and stand on this ledge next to me down here. So you can see I've got myself on the left, my belay device, and then Chris can potentially come and clip into there because his first bolt is up and on the right. So it means then our rope systems are nice and neat. I'm using like lap coils here, so you can see the rope's kind of laid over me. So I've got to be a bit wary of them, not letting them get too long. And the trick with lap coils is each coil that goes over your lap, you make it shorter and shorter each time. Just so they don't get caught to each other there when you feel the back of it later on. Oh. Final pitch up there, team up there. And sorry, Steve's just chilling there while I'm chatting. Lovely, we're here hanging about on pitch 10. We're both chatting, we started to feel the fatigue a bit. It's been 5 days on the bouncer climbing, so starting to feel the fatigue in mind, body and soul. And it's points like this that trying to keep things like your stance management, keeping all of this as nice and as neat and as tidy as possible. So I came in first, built it, and I've clipped myself on the left. I've then got the belay device in next door to me to the right, and then Steve's come up and plonked himself further to the right because Steve's first bolt is up on that right hand side. And as you can see, we've left a nice clean working area. I've got nice neat lap coils here, and everything just looks nice and neat. So it just means, because we're feeling the fatigue, it's good just to keep things neat and tidy, so we can definitely ensure that everything's good before we go. But yeah, last 2 pitches, hopefully half hour or so and we'll be at the top, and then the abseil begins. That's meant to be the exciting bit of this route apparently, trying to find the abseil, so we'll see. Our German compadres have just topped out by the looks of it. So yeah, making good time. Just left the last belay, or hopefully the last belay. Gonna make my way up there now, but the exposure is quite big, yes. So we've got the campsite, maybe probably close to 500 metres below us. So yeah, it's pretty cool, following this little corner of rock that's a rat up. Ah, fantastic. Last belay bolts. What a route. Whew. Yeah, marvellous. So we've climbed our route, 400 metres done. We're now, this is where it finished, just on this little edge here. So we've just shimmied over onto our abseil point here. So this is where the abseiling begins. I think it's 4 or 5 abseils kind of down that way, sort of 40, 45 metre-ish abseil. So our German friends have just gone down, so I'm sort of slowly making my way down, just so they've got enough time to get off the abseil station. Yeah, this is the setup I've got. So I'm using my sort of adjust lanyard into a little master point I've created. Into that, I've extended my abseil device, my belay device up, and then I've got my prusik in there. So I'm going hands free at the moment because I'm still clipped in. So what this does means I can test. So I can use a bit of slack. I can test my prusik and I can test my thing with slack on at the same time, and I'm still attached, so all good there. Lovely. Gonna make a move down now. Cool. Pulling on pink, and I'll just holler up rope free. Cool. That's what I do as well. Is I clip my lanyard through the one to pull. Yeah, cool. Happy with that? Nice one. Cool. See you in a minute. Oh, they are skinny, aren't they? Oh, this is not a very comfortable abseil stance. There's a German team down there, 45 metres above us. So I'll let them know the rope's free in a second. Yeah, that is not a comfortable abseil stance. This tiny little ledge that Steve's sort of perched on. Oh, it's horrible. But yeah, I'm gonna head down maybe towards, there's a few abseil stations down where the other lot are, so we're going to find the most comfortable one to get on. Lovely, yeah, we're just at our next rappel station. I've just completed the third abseil down, so what have we done? 45, 90, 135 metres so far. It looks like 2 more abseils to the floor. So it looks like another 45 metre one and then maybe a slightly shorter one, so yeah, quite a bit of abseiling. Definitely starting to feel a bit tired now, fatigued. It's 3:30 and we set off at, I think 9:30, something like that. I'm not 100% sure. So yeah, 6 hours on the go. So yes, ready for some proper food. All I've eaten today, I had some pain au chocolat and croissants and then a couple of cereal bars. So I'm looking forward to some real food. There you go. There's Steve just working his way down now. These abseils are all going slightly sort of diagonally to the left, so it's quite hard, you know, it's quite hard work like forcing yourself that way constantly, kind of just slipping and sliding back that way. We're not abseiling directly down the fault line, but it's all good. Yeah, so not long and we'll be on the left wall. Some folks also abseiling off the route over that side of us as well. Yeah, go for it. When we get to each abseil, what we're having to do is thread the rope through the next sort of abseil station, and then we're going to pull in the rope down. It does come down with some force at times, so you'll hear it whipping through the air, and you've got to kind of duck your head. So just thread it back through. We're all both attached to the ring carabiners, so that's a bit of a master point while we get ourselves going. It's just as the end of the 2 ropes tied together. Oh, there comes the rope. Rope! Oh, reaches the next below, lovely. Yeah, so we can, yeah, I should all tidy up once you unclip yourself. Lovely, fourth abseil. Just got to this cool little bit on our 4th abseil under an overhang. We've made it down 5 abseils, 45 metres each, so we were right at the end of our rope. The last one was just over 50. Our ropes were a little bit too short. We could kind of step down some rocks. So I don't know what that is in total. I'm too tired to work that one out. Some 100 metres, 200 metres, 250 metres, there you go. About 250 metres we've done there. The final part of the day, we're going to have to kind of descend down and rightward somewhere. Apparently there's some cables there for us to hold on to, or clip ourselves into, or something along those sort of lines. So we're going to go and have a little look. Oh god, I can't wait for a bloody coffee and some food. Starving out. Oh, it's not over yet either, scrambling down this pretty hard. Nice. Here's our little metal cable we can use. You can kind of use it for your hands, and if you're really worried you could, you know, clip it to yourself using something like that, but this doesn't seem to be too bad so far. There's more of it running down behind Steve there down the cliff. I wouldn't trust that rope, yeah, too much. Got this very old antique piece of rope here as well. Is it a proper climb? Oh! Not too bad. Oh, the fun games and climbing isn't over yet. Lovely, we're through. Almost down to the path. Lovely, back on terra firma, walking back into the village. A few minutes and it's time for food, beer. I might treat myself to a pizza tonight. I did have a burger last night. Yeah, I did have a burger and frites last night, but you know, I'm on holidays. Yeah, this was a good trip. It was 400 metres of climbing, 250 metres of abseiling, bit of scrambling down, and I think in total it took us, I don't know, 7 hours maybe, something like that. It took us a number of hours, but we're all the better for an adventure. Yeah, fab. I'll maybe do something tomorrow and film it, I don't know, we'll see. But there may be another one coming out. Based in the Ailefroide Valley, this place is stunning. It's quite a good, yeah, it's quite impressive. Yeah, but the weather's crapping out a bit tomorrow, so we'll see. Oh, you can see the clouds have really come in, these cumulus clouds. Anyway, ta-da.